Alright guys, welcome back to another recap. Today is going to be a huge win even though I am red. Today was all about controlling damage, minimizing damage, and I tell you guys all the time, if you find yourself in a big red day, you gotta stay calm, find the good setups, trade the good stocks, the good quality A setups, and just try to get as low as possible to a smaller red day. Don't be looking for a green day, don't be looking for a break-even day, just take the quality setups and then see what happens. Today I took a trade at the beginning of the market open, this one right here for grab, and instantly went down $1,200 on the day. And then after that, actually, now that I remember it, I took. It's not even on here. I've been having issues with. I've been having issues with the. With TraderView. Like right here, you can see it says I'm down 400 on the day, but I really am down 200 on the day. It's not counting some of these Tesla trades. So I'm trying not to go based off of this, and I've been doing my math on my Thinkorswim app and stuff to see how much I'm really down. But this is accurate, so I am down $200 on the day. I just don't know why this is not quite showing it yet correctly. So, oh well, I'm down 200. I was down at the max, down 1,200-ish. I think I was down more than 1,200, but either way, still a pretty small loss today after a complete disaster in my first trade. I'm going to go over that one. Sorry about the little distraction here. I've been having some trader view issues, but if you guys like this recap or you gain some knowledge out of them, just hit the thumbs up for them. Leave some comments down below. Leave some comments if you took this trades, got burned on this trade, didn't take this trade or anything like that. And if you guys want to come watch trade live with me every single morning, completely free right here on YouTube and on tradecaster.com, cancel the payment. But I do stream free, and I got 150 people to 200 people every single day trading, trying to find some plays together, naming plays, naming momentum stocks, and all that stuff. Anyways, let's get to it. I'm gonna go over grab first because I really think this was a good setup, a good stock. I would play this thing again. Let me show you guys my daily chart. So I'm going to move my camera out the way because this one was a daily pivot that I was trying to play off of. So if you see the daily on grab, you see this one spike here up to 347 on the daily. I saw that coming into today, and I saw stock pulled up out of 347 and then hadn't really fallen down back to 347 until right before market open, but then this stock actually bounced all the way back up. So this thing kind of flushed close to market open, and then market open completely gained it all back. And at that point I was like, you know what, that's a strong move. This thing was flushing right before, flushed market open, and then retraced it all the way back up. And then in my mind I was like, we just really reclaimed that 347 level from the daily right here. We are already over the 200, so I was like, maybe this thing is going to be strong. If we hold any daily pivot, I could be looking to take out highs and see if this thing wants to keep opening up. So it pulls up out of it. I did mention here I have this downtrend line, so I actually drew this downtrend line before it. Actually went up right to it and then started pulling back down. And I was kind of a little scared on this one. I was like, this has made a lot of green candles in a row. I do want to catch a pullback here. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys my trades. I was like, I do want to catch a pullback here, but I know it's kind of getting exhausted here. But I'm going to be careful and just take the trade anyways. So it pulls down to 350s. My price was 347, but I take a small ad 350s, so kind of get a starter in here. I was like, maybe this thing doesn't want to turn back around, it doesn't want to dip all the way down here, wants to turn back around already. But it pulls down to 320 350s, and just doesn't work. It just pulls down a little bit more, pulls down to that 347, and that's where I was like, okay, this is exactly where I want to be buying. So I bought at 347 and then pulled down a little bit more. I bought again 347. So I bought in, and I was in this stock for like 12,000 shares, 12,500 shares. That's a lot. That's a big position. I hadn't taken a big position like that in a while on a stock that's pretty volatile. And honestly, it just, it's just very unfortunate. This market has just been very unfortunate to me. I've had 5 red days in November. I'm still green, but I've had 5 days in November this early on, and of course, the one trade that I come in here with 12K shares, like there was no sign of buyers. As soon as this thing broke 347, no sign. You could see this thing pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down. Like it was just so aggressive. I knew that sometimes they kind of dance a little bit and kind of reclaim 347, reclaim 350, or at least retest 350, 347. That's a whole number there. I thought maybe this thing could at least bounce from here and pull back up to 350, give me a chance to get out, break even, small loss or something like that. And I kind of froze on this play. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of froze. I usually stop out a lot early. I think from what I remember, I was down 600, 700, $800. And I didn't stop out until I was down 1.1, almost 1.2. I think 1.112, like 1100, $1,112 or something like that. So I know I froze and I stopped out a little too early, and that was definitely on me. Um, but it just was so heavy. It had no chance to catching a bounce at all. And then I knew that the all along this stock was an easy to borrow, so I was like, oh, if this one doesn't work out, I might be looking to short it. At that point, I was so frustrated. I just left all this, and I wasn't gonna chase it anyways. Honestly, I should have shorted that trend line touch and that pivot, flat pivot there. That's two support resistance lines right there where it matches resistance, and then it matches with this pivot here, resistance. I should have shorted it there. And if I would have shorted with 10K shares, which I probably wouldn't have, maybe 2,000, 5,000 shares, if I would have shorted there and caught that nice move, I would have definitely been on the other side of a green trade. But then, I waited for this thing to kind of find it slow, try to make its way back up. Not necessarily VWAP, but that same 330.47, 337 was another daily level, I believe. And then I kind of thought that this thing was kind of getting exhausted, and I was like, you know what, I'm not a short trader. Again, I've been trying short trading. I'm maybe looking to open a short trading account, and this is an easy to borrow stock, so I was like, you know what, let me give it a try. So I'm not jumping in with big share sizes, something that I'm not used to, but I jumped in with 300 shares here on that spike. And then as it pulled up to VWAP, I added to that play short again, so I added another 200 shares short, so I was in this thing with 500 shares short. I get a very nice move in my favor, and the patience that you have to have when you're trading short. I always say, when you're trading these penny stocks and you're going long, you're gonna get the moves like this. It breaks out, take your profit. Breaks out, take your profit. When you're trading short, a lot of times they're gonna do this and fade all the way down all day long. And so, I even though it wasn't a big share size, I was trying to hold off. I was trying to be patient because, once I reshorted up there, I was in the green here. I was in the green here. I was in the green here. Finally pulls down. I only take a fifth of my position. Kind of tries to push back up, and then boom, pulls back down. I take another fifth of my position. Tries to pull back up, and then pulls down. Tries to take another fifth of my position. And ultimately, I was looking for the crack of 315. But I got a very nice push down. I should have maybe sold here. Could have reshorted there. I'm just looking back at it. But I was very patient through all this. Caught that nice move. Finally sold. Caught the nice move. Finally sold. Finally, I guess bought it back. And then at this point, I was looking for 315 to crack. I thought if we could break 315, this thing could absolutely lose it to $3 or something. But at this point, I really did have 200 shares left, which is nothing. If I get 10 cents with 200 shares, what is that, $2, $20? So it wasn't going to be much. And at this point, I really did get impatient. So I just decided to close it so I can import my trades. So I closed them out there. But, if this was something that I was in with 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 10,000 shares from 337 down to 315 2017, that's 20 cents. That's a good trade. That's a good trade, and a good trade because I was patient with it. And this whole time after I sold here, I put my stop above here. After I sold here, I put my stop above here. After I sold here, I put my stop above there. And I was just trailing it down. So that was a very good short. Next thing I took was INM. Looks like I made some money on INM. INM, I made $561. I think I traded this one good. There was a couple of trades here that was good. There was a couple of trades here that was bad. So I got a little bit of a dip here. So this is my first trade. I think this trade I got myself up barely anything. But I was looking for $4 to keep holding, and we currently had this high of 423 here. So I was kind of looking for a VWAP to hold, $4 to hold. I think I was in a little too early, 397 when it dipped down to 390, so about 6 pennies off the high. Kind of scratch even trade here, sold for 399. Once it pulled back down a little lower, at this point I didn't really see a pullback down there. Like I thought we were under VWAP. I thought the stock was not one that everybody was watching this morning. So I was like, I don't really expect this one to bounce here. I think a lot of people are looking at it here. And I guess I was wrong because it didn't bounce here, but it bounced down there. But once I saw this big recovery here, this nice one candle stick after consolidating, a nice one candle stick, I was thinking we could have a nice little micro pullback here again, kind of reclaiming $4 and looking for that high of 423, which this was a good trade. I jumped in here again. I got a high fill again. You know, these stocks, it's not the lowest volume, but it's not the best. You got 200,000. But sometimes I do get slippage. Sometimes I do feel like it's kind of sluggish to fill me in. And I think this was one of them where I jumped in here with 1,500 shares. No, 5,000 shares. Sorry. And I was feeling that slow fill, and that's probably why I got 4.3 instead of kind of sniping this low here of 3.95. You're talking about 8 cents difference with 5K shares. 8 cents with 5K shares. That's almost 10 cents. 10 cents with 5K shares. 500. No, no, no. Yeah, 500 bucks. No, no, not five. Yeah, 500 bucks. So, that was, maybe instantly down $200 on that trade here at the bottom of that spike. So it's kind of iffy there. But I do get the move in my favor. I think I was kind of hesitating this one a lot, so I got out of the most of it early on. So I took out 4,000 shares here, and then I finally got that breakthrough, that 423, which was a previous high that I was looking for. I'm looking at it right here, 423. Finally got that breakout there, and I only was riding it with 1,000 shares, which I ended up selling here. Maybe still a little too early, but oh well. And then this one, I was looking for that the same resistance of 423 to kind of pull back down to 423 again. And so I saw this kind of starting to slow down here. Look at that volume really slow down. And this was my starter. As soon as this thing popped down, I was like, this is my starter. I'm going to jump at 1,500 shares. But if I get the full ad down to 423, that's when I want to step in again. 5K shares, something bigger, 25, 5K, 10K, double my position. I take my starter there, and as soon as I buy, this thing started popping back up again. And so I was able to catch this move here with that 1,500 shares, bought in at 441, sold 53, 10 cents, 470, and then 4.6. So I got, for 440 to 470, another 30 cents, another 23 cents, another 20 cents here. That's a good trade. Unfortunately, it was small share size because it was my starter. I wouldn't have taken a big share size here because if I took 5K shares here at 440 and still dropped to 423, I'd have been down 20 cents on 5K shares. That's $1,000 already just because I was in too early. So I took my starter there. A couple of trades up here, tiny scalps. My share size has dropped, so I went from 5K to a start of 1,500 to, hey, this is later in the day. The stock is higher up. It's getting riskier. I think here I was looking for a break of downtrend, took the retest, so kind of like that. Break the down test with this candle here, bought the retest, bought the retest, bought the retest. Tried going on one of these. I had a pretty good fill on this last one here, 459. So 3 pennies off the low, 4 pennies off the low right there. And I was up already 10 cents on that trade, and it was looking for 475 to break, which would have been another 10 cents to get there, plus to break another 5-10 cents. That could have been another 20-cent winner there. Unfortunately, it didn't break out there, and that's when I was like, yeah, this thing is getting stuffed. So I sold it there. And then this is the dumb trade that I came back in here. And this reminds me of Peggy trade the other day where I chased it at the very top. I literally bought the top, sold the bottom, and that's exactly what I did here. It kind of popped up, and it was kind of holding here. And I was like, this might be one of those candles where it pops, and it kind of pulls down, but it holds it, holds it, holds it, holds it, holds it, holds it, and then it ends up taking it away. And so this thing popped up, and then kind of pulled down. It was holding, 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 holding. I bought somewhere around here, 469. Yeah, so right here, 469 I bought, and then flushed down on me, and I literally stopped out at 451. So I literally did the opposite. I bought it high and I sold it low. And that was it on this one. This one after that rejection, I thought this was a stuff. I had some people shorting this one, and so whoever shorted this one, you could have covered some nice here towards 4. I know it kind of spiked up a little bit again, so that's kind of iffy, but then it ended up flushing back down again. So it's still from whenever they shorted, I think 468 was their average. They still got some pretty good gains towards the end of the day. So that was good there. And then the other one that I traded was Tesla. And Tesla, I did very good today, but for some reason, I'm telling you guys, my trader view, and in this scenario, my Thinkorswim is being pretty glitchy. I don't know if I messed something up with options or not, but it shows that for today I sold 100 shares pre-market when I didn't sell these at all. And so my P&L on Tesla was all jacked up. Like it says I'm up 775, but I think on Tesla today I made 300, maybe $400 on Tesla. So I don't know where the 700, 500 extra dollars are coming from. But it's also not reflected on my P&L. Like my actual P&L for my account on TD Ameritrade and on Thinkorswim, if I do the math, it shows about 200, 300 of Tesla, not $700. So I'm actually very confused. It even shows that I still have something open because of this right here. But there's no position open. It's just because of those 100 shares. So I gotta figure something out. Otherwise, I don't want to be holding 100 shares either direction on Tesla. But let me go ahead and delete this. Now on Tesla, again, I had a pretty good analysis this morning pre-market. I was looking at 190 kind of level, 191, and I mentioned if we get under that, we could see retest and pull back down lower, and this is exactly what this did, but I wasn't looking at it there, and I missed display again. So tomorrow, if penny stocks are so slow, I think I'm just going to focus on Tesla and trade Tesla for the first 20 minutes, maybe 15, 10 minutes, and see if I can catch one of these quick bounces or quick flags or anything like that, and see if I can make some money. But then I did came back and traded Tesla, and I did an okay job for it being pretty range trapped. So it's kind of just going sideways, not really opening up, pulling back, going higher, stuff like that. My better trades on Tesla today were catching kind of like where you think it's gonna go and it doesn't go. So I think I did it twice on. Okay, so I'm trying to remember. So my bigger trades that got me off the bat is I saw this big push immediately, and I was like, this is going too much. Unless it's something on news or anything like that, it's too much. So I started shorting it up here, like literally top tick this candle here. I think. Let me go ahead and check it. I shorted it at 189, which is way up here, 189. So I shorted it up there, and got the very nice move down. And then I think I flipped long here. So I was looking at this 188, kind of looking at this all day long. So if you look at this 188, bouncing, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, support. And so when it started bouncing off this 188, I started buying. Didn't really get a big opening. And then same thing here, kind of made that nice spike up all the way up. And I think I shorted this one again. So short at the top, got a very nice move down. Let me see if I did it on that one. Oh, not that one, that one right there. So the third touch on that trend line. So here, connect the points to that one here. As soon as it spiked up here, I was like, yep, that's the third touch. I'm in. People are going to see that. So I started shorting, got the very nice move back down. I stopped out completely, got out of it completely, and then had a very nice rip to the top side, which I was not in on that one. And then there was one trade that here towards the end, where I was like, Tesla already tried spiking once, spiking twice, spiking three times. This right here, kind of this move here, looked pretty strong, and it still kept tugging back under VWAP and coming back down under that 188.48. And here I was like, Tesla, to me, from the beginning of the morning, I had a pretty bearish sentiment on Tesla. If I show you the bigger time frame, you guys can see that I was looking at Tesla at a little bit of a channel, and we had broken out of it. So right here, kind of had this channel of going up and down and up and down and up and down, and this morning we actually fell through it. So I was like, any kind of spike today, I really want to short and see if we can get the continuation down, because we've broken out of this uptrend support. And so I still had a pretty bearish sentiment on it, and when I saw that we tugged back under 148 for towards the end of the day, I was like, I think this might be the end of the day flush where it just fades for the rest of the day. Kind of tried holding all day long. Buyers tried, but it just tried, and ended up tucking back under that 188.50. And so when it popped up here, again, I was short. And one of these moves, I got a pretty nice move, maybe this one here, but I didn't reshort it again. And unfortunately, I was fully out of this one, but this was the one that ended up fading for the rest of the day. So there we go. I shorted there. I shorted the very top of that one, covered the lows, and I really missed on all of this afterwards. But, my read was good. My execution wasn't the best. I got to be a little bit more patient on these. I got to be able to find the big trade, the big setup like this one, where, I know that the stock tried pushing up for the all day long and couldn't go lower. So hey, let's take some shorts here and see if we actually end up fading, as opposed to here, that's a quick scalp there, that's a quick scalp there, this is a quick scalp long or something like that. But I did good on that one, and I think that was all the trades for today. I kept it pretty simple after I took that big loss. I did focus on the good trades. I missed a couple of other ones. FSRD, I think, had a pretty nice opening this morning, so I kind of missed all of this. No trades on this one. It was also cheap stock, so I was kind of iffy about it. I got to take 50k shares, 30, 40k shares to actually make it count. And I think at that point I was busy trading the other ones, or I had already taken the big loss on Grab, so I didn't really look at this one. But that's going to be it. I am down 198 today. I had a pretty nice short, so I was pretty excited about this one. My patience on this one was pretty good. Shorted up here, covered, covered, covered. So that was pretty good. But if you guys like this recaps, if you guys like learning or something if you guys are learning from any of these recaps, you guys hit the thumbs up. If you guys like me looking at Tesla more, or the SPY, or any big large caps, you guys tell me down below. I'll take a look at them every morning, and if I see some setups, I might be switching my focus more towards those. These Spanish stocks, yeah, they move a lot. The volatility is great. The momentum is great, but they haven't really been great this last couple of weeks, and so I feel like if I was to switch my focus a little bit to the large caps, I might be able to get at least more green trades, avoid a lot more flushes, something like this. Maybe today could have been just an easy day with Tesla. Instead, I took a $1,000 loss on this trade that put me right on the day. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the market shows. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live trading, or tomorrow's recap. Y'all guys have a good rest of your day.